Hi, and welcome to Pop and Lore, a podcast where we slow down, lean in, and get lost in the stories that shape us. I'm Salsabila, and in today's episode, we're revisiting a magical world that needs no introduction. A world of spells, owls, flying ladders, secret corridors, and a castle that feels more like home than fantasy. And today, we are diving into the Harry Potter movie, not just as fans, but as people who grew up with them, felt them, and still carry their lessons in the real world. I think for many of us, Harry Potter wasn't just a movie, it was a moment. Maybe it started with that first scene in the Sorcerer's Stones when Dumbledore turned off the street lamps on Private Drive. Or maybe it was the first time we saw that great hall, floating candles and all. It wasn't just about magic. It was about discovering that something bigger exists. And for me, it was that feeling of stepping into a world that somehow made me more sense than the one were in. The early films, especially the first two, felt innocent, almost whimsical. They capture childhood wonders so perfectly. You could almost taste the pumpkin pasties. But as we grew, the stories grew darker, and that's what made them timeless. They didn't stay safe, they evolved. The magic of the movie wasn't in the spells, it was in the emotion. And let's talk about The Prisoner of Azkaban, a fan favorite, and for good reason. It was the first time the world felt moody, layered, and psychologically rich. We met Sirius Black, a character who represented freedom, pain, and misunderstood love. Harry learns not everything is as it seems, and for the first time, we get a glimpse of the emotional weight he's been carrying. And then there's Goblet of Fire, the moment everything shifts. We lose a classmate, Cedric Diggory, and a moment that's brutal in its stillness. It's the first time the threat feels real. Death isn't just a faraway concept anymore. It's there, it's shocking, and it hurts. And from that point on, the story stops pretending it's just about school. But what I have always loved about Harry Potter is how much of it mirrors our own world. Order of the Phoenix is a masterclass in storytelling about existence. The Ministry of Magic gaslights the entire wizarding community, and Dumbledore's army becomes a symbol of youth refusing to stay silent. It's about fighting for truth in a world that's silenced, something that hits especially hard now, in a time where misinformation runs rampant. Even Half-Blood Prince, with all its jokes and romance, is really a study in grief and preparation for loss. Every smile in that film feels like it's borrowed time. We know what's coming. And then Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2 are simply about survival, about holding on to what matters when everything falls apart. We see friendships strained, identities questioned, and characters choosing courage over comfort. And the reason this series resonates is because of its characters. Harry, a brave, broken, and always choosing love. Hermione, brilliant, underestimated, and fiercely loyal. And Ron, flawed, funny, and deeply human. But also the complicated ones like Snape, a man torn between obsession and duty, whose redemption still sparks debate to this day. Or Draco Malfoy, the perfect example of how environment shapes behavior and how not everyone gets the chance to be good at the right time. And then there's Neville Longbottom, the quiet hero we never saw coming. His growth is proof that bravery doesn't always shout. Sometimes it grows slowly in silence until one day it roars. The Harry Potter movies are far from perfect, but that's what makes them so meaningful. They age with us. They show us joy, fear, loss, and hope. They reminded us that even in the darkest time, there's always light. Sometimes found in friendships, sometimes in fighting back, and sometimes in choosing to forgive. And that's why I keep coming back, not for the spells, but for the souls. So whether you're a lifelong fan or someone just discovering the magic, I hope today's episode help you remember why these stories still matter. And thank you guys for listening to Pop and Lore, and if you like this episode, share it with a fellow Potterhead, and let's keep the conversation going. Tell me what moment from the movie left mark on you. Until next time, I'm Salsabila, and this has been another deep dive into the stories we love, the meaning we seek, and the magic we never outgrow.